when you listen to what they tell us what we should do and we do it, believe it or not, they're not doing it. Not one wealthy person on this planet, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos from Amazon, they don't use banks in terms of saving their money. As a matter of fact, they don't save at all. Because when you put your money into banks, for example, all you're doing is allowing them to use it. Let's say you've got $1,000 in the bank. No, let's say it's 10,000. Let's say you have $10,000 in the bank. All they're giving you is 1% or less. So what's 1% of $10,000? $100. Okay, you think you've made $100? I beg to differ. The inflation rate is 2%. So actually, my friends, you lost 1%. So you've lost 1%. So I talk about, I'm anti-saving. I'm into taking what we have in our hand and making it grow and work for us day by day. 2 nights ago, I talked about the different income streams. I talked about the different investment opportunities. We talked a little bit about real estate. And when people think real estate, what do we think? Buying and flipping, buying and renting. But I tell you, we talked about it, and I know Shamika was really very much interested in this. I told her, you know what? The ancillary investment opportunities you have, the ancillary passive income you have, just by having a vending machine with some popcorn and soda pops in the machine while you're sleeping. Man, everybody, I don't care if it's 1 in the morning or 1 p.m., they're going to be buying popcorn and sodas. So it's an income stream for you. Not only that, laundromats. Not only that, we're talking about hair salons. When you're talking about hair salons, we talked about the 4 quadrants of cash flow. And I think that I'm going to refer you all to Elder Stringfellow's YouTube channel. So we're going to leave that link underneath this presentation, because you will hear me talking about, guys, if you just get a hair salon, and you're going to be doing hair, what you are is self-employed. You have a job. You just bought a job. We talk about having a job where you're never going to make it. You're never going to be better than the guy at the top. That's a financial pyramid. The CEO, the board of directors, you will never in your life surpass them. So it is time, and this is a new day. It is a new time in this century where things are changing. The middleman, they're going away, right? Your insurance brokers, some of you may be insurance brokers, the real estate brokers, I'm sorry, some of you are that too. The title companies, they're no longer needed. So now we have to capitalize, we have to utilize what we know in order to create streams of income where it doesn't depend upon anyone. And it doesn't depend upon you being awake all the time. And not only that, we talked about, if you have a hair salon, what are you going to do? You're going to do hair? Yeah. But what else do? You rent out spaces in your hair salon. So in that way, you can go on vacation. And you can continue to make the money. And that's what I'm saying. We have to learn this different way of thinking. We have to learn. I'm going to give you guys an example. I have a team of people all around the world. A friend of mine from the United States, she was involved in this deal I was in. And I said, you work it, you're going to make a whole lot of money. She got laid off her job. She picked up the phone. She called me. She said, Faith, I can't do the deal anymore. I said, well, why not? I got laid off my job, so now I got to put out resumes. I said, you know what? You're going to put out 10 resumes, 20, 30, 50. You're going to get rejections galore. Just expect it. That's just how the way the world works. Everybody ain't going to want you. And she says, well, I need to work on this. I said, why do you need to work on that when what you have in your hand, you work on that? And that's going to give you much more prosperity over time. And she didn't get it. Nope. I'm not going to give you a good end of that story. She quit. And so with that said, what I'm going to do is, we talked about the multiple streams of income. What do we talk about? Elder, what do we talk about? The 3 streams of income. What did we talk about?
The 3 streams of income.
Cryptocurrency.
Oh, the Bitcoin. Exchange. Yes.
Foreign exchange, real estate.
Yes, you sure did. I got you.
She's like, it wasn't a trick question at all. Yeah, so we talked about cryptocurrency. Many of you don't know what cryptocurrency is, but there's thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. One in particular is the granddaddy. 2009 it was created, and we call it Bitcoin. It's not a tangible coin, right? It's all based on digital technology and internet technology. And so we talked a little bit about that, and we can't get into details, but we're going to have some events online and offline that step you through how do you do this. But right now, I tell you, I shared with them Thursday that in 2009, here's how I was introduced to Bitcoin. Somebody came to me, Faith's a big network marketer. We want her on our team to work for her. Oh God, here we go again. Faith, I'll give you some Bitcoin if you join my deal. You know what I did? I didn't do any research. I was pompous. I said, you know what? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Bitcoin was free to 1 cent at that time in 2009. We're going to say, let's fast forward a little bit. It went up to $8. Oh, I'm not finished. Let's fast forward a little bit, right? It went up to $300. Oh, I'm not finished. At $500, I said, I think I better get some of these Bitcoins, right? And I was scared. I was fearful. But we prosper in spite of our fears. And so I bought it at $500. I'm thinking, oh my God, it's already at the top. It's just going to go down. It's just going to go down. Let's fast forward a bit more. Now I'm a Bitcoin queen, right? Now I'm an advocate and I'm an evangelist for Bitcoin at $500. And I'm teaching everybody about blockchain technology. Guess what? It went up to $600. It went up to $800. It went up to $1,000 for Bitcoin. And then it went up to $1,500. And let's fast forward, guys, 2017, the end of 2017, $13,000 for one Bitcoin that was free to me in 2009. But I was so pompous, I blew that opportunity, right? Then it went up 16,000. 17,000, 18,000, 19,000. It went up to $20,000. By that time, I was smart then. I did all my research. I vowed to never, when someone presents a deal to me, to never say no until I research it. What I've written on my Facebook page about a couple of days ago, I said, I'm the master of destroying deals. My goal is when you bring a deal to me, I'm going to crush it. And if I don't crush it after my analysis, I'm joining it. Because the whole key is look when someone's presenting something to you. Don't automatically have your arms crossed. I see you guys in the audience. Right? Relax. It's not going to cost you nothing to listen. And it was so funny. Now, what happened was it went up to $20,000. And those of you who know me from, the church, Sweet Holy Spirit, my mother, you guys know my mother better than you know me. I took that money that I made. It went up from $500 to $20,000. I took her on a trip. I gave her a surprise. 10-day trip to South Africa. We went to the wineries. We had a great, wonderful time. We saw the big five. Very rarely people see the big five. You'll see maybe 3 of them, the rhinoceros, the elephant. We saw them all. We had the resort, and we went from place to place. We went to Nelson Mandela's place. I tell you, you get that opportunity to travel. One of the things, I'm digressing a bit, but it's okay, guys. Hold on to your horses. One of the things about traveling, it minimizes and get rid of all of your biases. When you look at TV, they show Africans, like Sally Struthers, who, she's something else. And what they say is, feed the starving children, and all of this other stuff. Go to Africa. I got friends in Africa. I spent weeks in Nigeria. They're not all scammers. I know some scammers right next door to me. They're not all scammers. And they don't all run around with little aprons on. No, this world is wide. And once you start traveling, because you're making so money on some of my advice, once you start traveling, you're going to recognize that you'll see people that look like you. You'll see people that don't look like you, but act like a girlfriend that looks like you. You'll kind of like get rid of all of the biases and the prejudices that we see in the media. Now, with that said, I'm going to go into my presentation. It's going to have something to do with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. And we also talk about the foreign exchange. For those of you who weren't there Thursday night, I'm going to give you a little tidbit of what the foreign exchange is. The foreign exchange market is the largest market on this planet. So if you've ever traveled before, if you've gone from the United States to France, you got to change your currency, right? Because they don't take US dollars. So you go to the airport, you exchange your currency, and then lo and behold, now you can have a party, go to church, whatever your thing is in France. You do the same thing with Great Britain, which is London, England. You do that, you go to the airport, you buy some Great Britain pounds, you land over there in the Heathrow Airport in London. Now you have the currency of the world, the currency that they use. Then when you come back home, you're like, I can't do anything with this currency. So at the airport, you trade it in, right? And you get the United States dollars back. But the foreign exchange market, what it does is, it's just a matter of you taking your Great Britain pounds, you're going to exchange it back to United States dollars, and you probably don't even know the difference, depending upon how much you have. You have just participated in the foreign exchange market. It could have gone up, it could have gone down. That's all the foreign exchange market is about. You know how much money they trade on a daily basis on the foreign exchange market? Over hold on to your horses, hold on, sit down. Not billion, but $1 trillion every single day. And you know what happens to your money that you put into the banks? You know what happens with the central bankers and the financial institutes and also the insurance companies and all these annuity companies? They take all of your money. They exchange it on the foreign exchange market. They make 10%, 20%, thousands of percent. They get rich, and you go to the bank talking about taking out $10,000 or $5,000. They give you a hard time. They made so much money on you, and they give you 1% at the end of the year. But the inflation rate is 2%. So you're making 1% a year. Inflation rate is 2% a year. You just lost 1% of all of the money in your savings account. Stop doing this. Stop doing this. So with that said, let me share who is this on this chat? Let me share my presentation. It's going to address the foreign exchange market. It's going to address cryptocurrency, and it's going to address multiple streams of income. That's why we're here, right? So let me share here. Okay. Let me know, Shamika, you see that? Okay, great. So one of the things is I don't give anybody a pitch or a hard sell. I'm not a salesperson. I am too blunt for that. But what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to show you something I've been in for 6 months. And my goal was to, after I established the legitimacy of the company, which I have, then I present it to other people. And when I get through with this presentation, I want you guys to lock elbows with both Shamika, right, and Elder Stringfellow. Elder Stringfellow, she is, I mentor her. She, to me, mentor me, I tell you. And so we're going to run hard and fast. We are going to take the bull by the horn. We are going to change our lives one person at a time. We are going to take off our negativity hats. We're going to live life as God said you should live your life. Many of you, when somebody presented to you, you lock your arms and say, it's a scam. It's a scam. But my whole thing is I had this one guy tell me the same thing. He had his car hiding in the alley from the repo man. And he said, you guys are trying to take my identity. I said, you don't even want your identity. So we need to stop doing that. If you go to Asia, and I've been around the world, you go to any of the Asian countries, what they are, they got a consolidated community. When the elders say move, they move. When you go to Russia, which is actually Asian for those of you who don't know that, when they say move, they move. When you go to the Ivory Coast, when the elders say move, they move. When you go to Nigeria and the influential guys say move, the people don't ask questions. They move all on one accord. When you go to Germany, I've got people in my team for the last 20-something years all over the world. When the elders speak, they move. Vietnam. These guys don't have a whole lot of money, but the elders say move. Guess what? They move. Come back to the United States. The elders say move. We say, nope. We said it's something wrong with it because there's a different culture all over the world except for us. And I tell you, even in America, where they have Chinatown, you go to Chinatown, they look at you like you're out of your mind because you're an outcast. They stick together. When you go with the Jewish people all over the world, even in the United States, remember we had Jewtown, right? Back in the day, they stick together. And even though they were just selling hot dogs and clothes, they made millions of dollars. We don't do that. Why is it that our people don't do what other people do? We're distrusting. We believe that we're going to be beat, but yet and still, I'm digressing, yet and still, when we go see a great movie, what do? Girlfriend, we just went and saw a great movie. You need to go see it. We're promoting that movie. Do we get paid on it? No. When we buy a Gucci purse, we get on the phone. Girl, I am telling you, let me do an Instagram picture for you. You know, this is my purse. And then what happened? All of your girlfriends go get the same purse. But when someone says, here is a business for you where you can make money, nobody in the whole wide world, not even your next door neighbor, knows that you're in business. It's as if you're ashamed or you're not sure, but you rather promote Mr. Hilfiger with the tags on the outside of the clothes. So with that said, I'm going to talk a little bit about the foreign exchange market. I'm going to talk a little bit about changing lives, and I want you guys to listen to it. What you do with it is dependent upon you. And then I'm going to show you my back office. And this is something I don't normally do. The company doesn't allow that unless I give you guys a disclaimer. So I'm going to give you a disclaimer. So let's get this baby started. Now, Cash FX Group is called Cash Forex Group. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I know these guys, but first of all, let me tell you who they are. They're a team of experts specializing in the financial markets. They're highly trained in educational curriculum, and their whole goal, their mission, is to educate you and I all the way from the basic to the advanced through with interactive educational programs. I learned a lot utilizing their educational programs. This is their specialty. Okay, where are they located? Are they legitimate is the question people ask me. Well, of course, I don't do anything that's not been vetted. Is everything going to be successful that I vet? Of course not, right? But this one is one of the most vetted ones on this freaking planet. And so the corporate office is located, the corporate office in the educational floor is right across the street from the, Hard Rock Hotel. You guys know Hard Rock, stop playing. So it's right across the street from the Hard Rock Hotel. They are registered as a corporation in Panama City, Panama. They have United States-based legal team. They've got about access to 1,200 attorneys on both the MLM side and the compliance and regulatory side. Believe me, guys, I've been wrecked. I've been in trouble with the SEC. I'm going to give you full disclosure because they lied to me. I embraced these companies, but you know what it did to me? I talked with one of the SEC lawyers. She's a Jewish woman. I said, you know what? I said, do you think, it was like 5 years I struggled with these guys. I said, do you think that I could hire myself out to corporations as a compliance expert on regulatory affairs? She says, yeah, Faith. She said, yeah. And so I utilized that knowledge from getting smacked down to be able to vet companies in terms of their compliance and whether they are on board. And I tell you, since I've done that, I've been very successful. So let's get this show on the road. Their mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to offer world-class Forex trading performance while at the same time providing you and I a personalized and professional academy program for the sole purpose of improving our lives. And I'm going to tell you why, people got their mission statements. They just lie all of the time, right? I'm a skeptic, guys, just like you are. So let me talk about their values: transparency, honesty, and respect. So let me show you the guys who's in charge. Oscar Jose Lopez. He's big in, when you go to Dominican Republic, everybody knows him. He's the co-owner and CEO who's in charge of the strategic direction of the company. He's a professional crypto trader. When he got started, I'm going to talk about Ron Pope, who's a really good friend of mine. When he got started, he was driving around in a freaking Hyundai, right? It was raggedy and all heck. He got into network marketing. He failed. He got into network marketing just like the rest of us. He failed. He finally got into network marketing. He knew what to do, that he had to do whatever it takes necessary to succeed. All of a sudden, he was earning thousands and thousands of Bitcoins every month. And guess what he did? He didn't spend it. He didn't spend it. He held on to it, what we call HODO or HUDO. Hang on for dear life. That's what we call it in the industry. And so he came up with a great idea. And now Edwin Abad on the right, he's the co-owner. He's the vice president of trading operations, and he's a professional Forex trader. So these guys are doing fine trading. And about a year ago, they had a group of people around them who bought into their ideal, right? They bought into the idea. You know what they told them? Launch right now. They said, no, we want to establish a foundation. Next month, launch right now. They said, no, we want to establish a foundation and make sure that we're not going to be a 2-month wonder and then like scam a bunch of people. A year later, they launched CashFX. Guess what happened to all those people that followed them that were so faithful? They're gone. They're gone on their way. And so in July of last year, I got involved when they had their pre-launch. I had no interest in whatever they were talking about. But let me tell you what happened. Here on the right is a good colleague of mine, Mr. Ron Pope. He's the CEO, right? And he is the president of a company called the Conversion Pros. His expertise is marketing, leads, sales funnels, all of the whole gamut. And when I saw him on that leadership call with 10 other leaders, I said, Ron, what are you doing here? And so we hit it off. I said, okay, I'll stay. This guy got ethics. His clients are not only affiliate marketing companies and network marketing companies. He has corporate companies in America and around the world who are utilizing his service. Not only that, he's in charge with getting their lawyers as a partner, getting the lawyers together to sit across the table and dot the I's and cross the T's in terms of the United States regulatory requirements. Not only that, he's in charge of their technology infrastructure, and he's good at that because he's been around for a long time. Let's go over here to the far left, EverFX Global Brokers. You want to look them up? You want to do your due diligence? We welcome that. EverFXGlobal.com. EverFXGlobal.com. And you scroll down on their website, you'll get their broker number and you put it into a public repository that you can find in Google, and you will find that number and you'll find that they're legit. As a matter of fact, not only are they legit, they have won an award in 2018 for the fastest growing brokerage in the foreign exchange market, guys. And they are regulated in multiple countries all around the world. They've got this unbelievable technology where every single trade is executed in a matter of milliseconds. And you will get the opportunity. I want all of you guys out there with me at the next event that's going to be in Punta Cana out there in Dominican Republic. We're all going. We're going to get the opportunity to meet the CEO. But guess what? In November last year, they launched officially in Panama City, Panama. We met the chief operating officer. As a matter of fact, we met the guy who is head of the Spanish or the South American desk. He was there too. Never have you ever heard of a brokerage company talking about on stage giving kudos to a client. That's what they did to CashFX. Everybody got the opportunity to shake hands with them and ask them the hard questions, and they answered them. Let's go in the middle here. The trading team. You have here a brother here. His name is Mr. Johnny Wilson. He's been on many of my webinars as a panelist. He is the master pro trader from Guyana. The other guys with the blue suits on, they are the traders. These guys are awesome. One of the key things about trading I'm going to talk about is always having a face that's not a gambling face. When you lose, you walk away. When you win, you walk away. And that is the key to not getting wrecked as a trader. But hold on, I'm not asking you guys to be traders. No, hold on to your horses. Don't get all panicky. And so these three guys, the one with the white hair, his name is John as well. We call him John too. He does all of the technology. He's an engineer. The other two, we've got Javier and we've got Hilgo. Those guys, all four of them, their eyeballs bleed trade. They watch those charts and they just go on and they trade. And when they lose or when they win, they don't deviate from their strategy. They're very, very disciplined. So let's talk about the foreign exchange market. I talked about this, right, Shamika, a couple of days ago. And so I talked about it being the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. Okay, watch this. Every single day, over $5 trillion is traded in the foreign exchange market. But you know what? It ain't you and I. Well, it is me now, but it's not you. You're putting your money in the bank. They're giving you 1% on your money. You're losing 1% every single year. This is not 1980s anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We need to step up. When we're talking about legacy finance for our children, for our families, for our communities, we need to get out of the old times and come into the new day because it's changing. And it's changed tremendously with the advent of the internet. So over $5 trillion is traded. Guess who's trading it? Central bankers, financial institutions, about 70 million retail investors, retail traders. Retail means you and I. They get wrecked all the time. And I'm going to tell you why they get wrecked. Lack of discipline. So historically, it's been proven to be recession proof. If there's a housing crash, if there's a recession, it does not affect the foreign exchange market. And see, your capital in the foreign exchange market can be leveraged to maximize gains. But we got that extra oomph. We've got that extra cream on top of this crop. What is that? We're able to leverage the trading partners of CashFX as well as the brokerage house in order to maximize our gains. Every freaking 24 hours, 5 days a week, people around the world from Australia to London, England, to New York, to Chicago are trading on the foreign exchange market. Where are you? Why not you? See, people are feeding you, I'm unorthodox, but people are feeding you the traditional crap about savings. And what happened? What are you earning from saving? Nothing. When you put $10,000, $20,000, $5,000 in the bank one day and go back the next day, let me tell you a story. I go to the bank, Bank of America. I put $10,000 cash in. They didn't ask me where it was from. They didn't ask me anything. They took it. It's in my account. I changed my mind. The next day I went to the bank. I said, I want $8,000 back. I'm telling you, this wasn't a small Bank of America branch. This was a big one, and I'm looking at all these people putting money in the bank. The woman says, you should have called us to place an order. I have never heard of nothing so ridiculous. And I said, well, what you got? Because I didn't get mad at her because she's doing her job. So I said, what you got? She said, I can give you $5,000. And I looked at her and chuckled. I said, okay, fine. Give me the $5,000. So after she gave me the $5,000, I walked out of the bank, came right back in, stood in her line. And when I got up there, she laughed because she's only doing her job. She knows it's dumb, it's all dirt. And I said, okay, give me the other $5,000. And I got it. See, she only does what all of her bosses say to do. I remember one time I opened up a bank account in Chase. I was living in Michigan then. You know, I used to come here. It takes me 3 hours to drive from Michigan. My mother said, you're driving too fast. I want you here, honey, but I don't want you to die. But I remember I came in to visit my mom. You guys know my mother, Tony. And you want to mute that person. And I got my Chase bank account. It's new. I put $15,000 in the bank. I got an ATM card. Me and my mom, we're going to have a great time. I go to an ATM machine. It doesn't work. It was TCF Bank over there around Torrance. I'm like, oh, it's a bank thing. You know, it's something wrong with the machine. I go to another bank. It didn't work. I went to Chase. What's going on with my money? A white woman, she was really, really nice. She says, Mrs. Sloan. And I said, Miss will be fine. She says, ever since the Patriot Act came into fruition, we just have to do all of this due diligence. You know, you don't have a job. We can't track your money. Oh, so if I had a job, everything would be all right. She says, so we have to close your account. We have to close your account. I said, okay, I understand. She said, I don't know what's going on. It got nothing to do with me. She says, girlfriend, that's what the Patriot Act is about. When people tell you about the Patriot Act, how it's protecting us from terrorists, I'm digressing, bull crap, poppycock. What it is a concerted effort to make sure that we are employees, that every move we make, every piece of income that we make is trackable, like your social security number, right? And if it's not traceable, like online deals or cryptocurrency, or you don't have a job or you don't have a 1099, boy, they give you hell. But I got some stuff for you guys, but not in this webinar. We're going to do another webinar. I'm going to talk a lot about that, how you can protect yourself and make a whole lot of money, because it is not right. So she closed my account. I've given me my money. She gave me all of the cash. All of the employees know, don't get mad at them. Don't be hollering at them. They only do what the boss says, okay? So now I digress. I never digress like that on this presentation, but I just thought I'd share that with you. And I already talked about the trading success of the life professional traders with Johnny Wilson and John too, and Hilgo and Javier. Then they've got the proprietary algorithms. They sit down and they plan out this stuff and they tweak it often. And then they take that, John too is an engineer, and they incorporate the technology into the artificial intelligence trading technology. Some of you who are probably on this call, maybe many of you are not, you've been involved in deals where they say, we got a bot that's going to trade for you, and it's going to make you rich. Wrong answer. A bot won't make you rich. The bot is based upon a human being putting information into it, right? So when you have something like CashFX, we got human beings. They tweak their technology, they tweak their plans, they tweak their strategies, always on time, because the environment changes, okay? And so these guys are the Billy Bomb. I met them. I love them. They're transparent. You can meet them in Facebook and everything. Now, those of you, and you don't have to, you can come on board and get yourself a trade contract and don't share it with no one. You can do that. But for those of you who do share it with people, we launched about 10 days ago, Ron Pope, this is his expertise, a freaking marketing tool that's out of this world, with lead generation, landing pages, lead capture pages, bridge pages, sales funnels, SMS text messaging, banners, 2 autoresponder series, pre-written, contact managers, follow-up, all of that. We've got that too, because we believe in helping people to succeed and making sure you're not out there in the ocean in a canoe with no oars. Let's talk about the Academy program. The key to wealth, the key to changing your life is education. If you don't have the education, and if you're closed down to education, I talked about it on Thursday. Read, guys. Read Napoleon Hill. Read Kiyosaki. Read their books. And if you don't feel like reading, you always got your headphones on. Get the audio books. Because those who win read. Those who win, they have a group of people around them that not only support them, was on the same track or better, more knowledgeable than you. They always say that the 6 people you hang around with, listen to this, the 6 people you hang around with, that's who you are. So if you're hanging around with Bebe and Ray Ray, and Bebe and Ray Ray are telling you all the time, you can't do this. And every time you do something, they give you a negative response. You got to change your address. You've got to change your address. My mother asked me all the time, honey, where'd you know all this stuff from? How did you know about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency? She says, you guys are a different breed. I said, Mom, it's who you hang around with. It's who you hang around with. And so we've got this education, guys, and it's wonderful. So I'm going to talk about in 10 seconds about the trade contracts and how you can get involved, and you don't need to be a millionaire to get involved. But first, let me tell you about what you're going to get. The Academy programs are separated into 3 series. The first one, and you're going to learn this stuff while you're earning. You're not going to be required to do this and get wrecked. We ain't stupid. So you're going to be learning about the world of foreign exchange. You're going to learn the basics. You're going to become familiar with the important terms and concepts. Then we got the second series, the Supreme series. When you finish with this series, you're going to be able to pick up a phone call. You're going to be able to pick up the phone because you know the best brokers when we get through with you. And you're going to say, I've got $5,000. I've got $3,000. I've got $10,000, Mr. Broker. I want to exchange. I want to trade on the foreign exchange market. Here's the money. When you get through with the Supreme series, you're going to know how to talk that talk. That's our problem. We don't know how to talk the talk. We get in there, we buy a house for the first time. We don't know the questions to ask. They beat us up. Our lawyers that we brought to the table, He ain't even with us. All he's with is the money he's going to get from the deal that he did absolutely nothing but sign the document, right? So you're going to be learning some stuff. And I got a lot more learning for you guys outside of this, I tell you. And then when you get involved with the third series, that's the advanced professional series, which is the most important one. It's going to introduce you to the most challenging aspect of Forex mastery. Is it technical analysis? Nope. Is it pips and is it how to trade? Nope. It is the psychology of professional trading. And the psychology is not just limited to the foreign exchange market. It's limited to your relationships. When you're in a relationship with your wife or your girlfriend, what happens is you got the jealousy, you got all these things going on that just wrecking the whole relationship. People make mistakes. But what happens is you listen to Bebe and Ray Ray and all the people around you, and you want to get a divorce because something happened. See, what we say is when you have discipline and get out of an emotional state, therein lies the win. You get your ego out of the picture. That's the same thing with trading. Because we're human beings. We are emotional. And when we get rid of the emotional component, then we have the necessary behaviors and mindset to stick on that track that we set before us. Otherwise, here come Bebe Ray Ray. Here you go. No, get back over there. Forget Bebe and Ray Ray. Forget the news. Forget all of that. So they're going to teach you about that. They're not going to teach you about relationships. I'm sorry. You know, you got to go to church for that one. But this is the whole thing that kills all of us and get us wrecked, emotions. That's what they're going to teach us as well. That is what Cash FX is about, ladies and gentlemen. But let me talk about the contracts. Let me tell you how you can earn while you learn, because there's a lot of things you don't know, and I didn't know either. Now, for $300, that's the minimum amount. Here's how it works. I want you to pay attention. Get off of Twitter. I see you. Stop emailing. Okay? I know some of you are watching this in Facebook Live, so I can't tell you to turn off Facebook, but pay attention. Stop posting to that girl. Okay, now, Academy Pack 90. Why do they call it an Academy Pack 90? Because of that $300, 30% goes to your education. What's 30% of $300? 90. Academy Pack 90. In addition to that, when you come in for $300, they put $210 in your trade account. You ain't got to do jack nothing. Monday, midnight, you look in your back office, we made 2%. Tuesday, you look in your back office, we made 1.0%. Wednesday, 5 days a freaking week, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be earning on that $210, and then on Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, you can withdraw. Okay? Now, I'm of the opinion, if you got more than $300, stretch yourself, because $210 is not going to get you a lot of money, but if that's all you have, start there. Get in where you can fit in. $500 for the second module, okay? $1,000 for the third module in the Elemental Series, $2,000 in the fourth module, Academy Pack 600. If you buy a $2,000 package, this contract, you're going to have $1,400. That's the 70% that's left over working for you, and you don't have to do nothing. They do all of the heavy lifting for you, and you got $600, right, for your education. That's it. But watch this, guys. We aren't finished. Some of these numbers going to blow you away, but just hold on for a minute. I know you hear $1 trillion deficit. You hear that, but just hold on. You're going to be here too. If you do what we say and you get back with Stringfellow, you're going to be climbing up this ladder. If you can sacrifice a hair weave for a week, if you can sacrifice going to the club, hanging with the boys, if you can sacrifice that for a bit, here's where you're going to be. You're going to be going up this ladder. Supreme Series, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Believe me, I've got people internationally. I've got 2,800 people on my team, 2,800. And the most, I got a lot of Americans, but the most discipline I find, and I want us to change, I find is the people from Asia, the people from Vietnam, the people from London are kind of like us, always complaining too. I tell you guys, look at this. $30,000, $50,000, this is the Advanced Professional Series that get your mind right, $100,000. Guess where I am? right here at $50,000. Did I start there? Nope. I started at $1,000, and I'm going to show you. Now, let's talk about the reward plan. Pay attention. Pay attention. The reward plan, there are two ways you can earn. You could be a lazy bear. I don't mind. I love you too. I love bears. They come in. They buy a contract anywhere from $300 to $100,000. They don't do nothing. They don't share cash effects with anyone, but they're going to earn up to 2 times their trade contract value. So if you buy a $2,000 trade contract and you're earning every day, Monday through Friday, without picking up a finger, and it's $2,000, then you're going to earn up to $4,000. Then what happens? Your contract ends. You want your contract to end after making that money? No, I'm going to show you how to avoid your contract ending. Hold on to your horses. But for those of you who are bulls, who are hard-charging bulls, who see this vision, who want to share this with other people, when you bring on one person, it opens up a whole new world of income streams. I talk about multiple streams of income. You're now going to be qualified for the Bull Capital Rewards. I don't care if you bring your mother in. I don't care if you put in 3 positions of your own. You can only have 3. If you put in 3 positions of your own, grow your team, and you're going to earn an additional 2 times on that $2,000 trade contract. That's an additional $4,000. Where do you go where you put in $2,000 and can earn $8,000? Hello? Hello? Right? I tell you, we've got to change our thinking. We got to change the things we do. I'm going to talk about the leadership program points a little later. Now I'm going to talk about the 5 streams of income. You guys are going to love this. And then I'm going to show you guys my back office. Trading bonus. Already talked about that. 30% goes into the education. 70% goes into your trade account. Now, I want you guys to remember this. You guys are adults. Don't play. There are no guarantees in professional Forex trading, cryptocurrency trading, stocks, bonds, bank account. I remember this one guy tells me, well, at least we get FDIC to cover our bank account. I said, show me one case where somebody lost their money in a bank and the FDIC came to the rescue. Nobody on this planet can show me. But we believe in the FDIC. It's more of a psychological thing. The FDIC ain't saving you from nothing. Here's the proof. Remember back in 2008, right? When the banks went bust, what happened? Somebody unmute themselves and tell me what happened. Somebody. Come on, Brenda. Come on, Shamika. When the banks fell, did the FDIC come to the rescue for us?
Absolutely not.
What happened?
They did not come. You lost your money. You just lost.
What happened was the government told us we had to increase our taxes, and then they paid the banks to stay in business. They paid them to stay in business. So meanwhile, we got taxed up the hill, and we bailed them out of billions of dollars, and they're on yachts. They're on jets. And the people, we as people, got to stop listening to this stuff, because there's never been a case of the FDIC bailing us out. The FDIC is just a corporation. I'm going to digress. The Federal Reserve Bank, how many of you guys, I need some people in Facebook and I need some people here in Zoom. Raise your hand if you believe the Federal Reserve Bank is a government entity. Raise your hand if you believe the Federal Reserve Bank is part of the government. You raise your hand, Brenda.
I've thought that word one time, yes.
Never. Never. They are a private corporation. And here's how it works. What happens is the United States government calls them up, Johnny, dude, I need some money, okay? And this is what the Federal Bank said, Reserve Bank. Man, I just gave you some. We just gave you $1 billion yesterday. But okay, we're going to print some more. And then they give the money to the federal government. But the government owes the Federal Reserve. That's not a government entity. And so what they do is we get taxed. And so now we pay off that debt that's going to go to the Federal Reserve. They're a corporation that's printing useless paper. And I talked a bit about that, guys, Thursday, so you need to go to Stringfellow and get that link. But I've got some news for you guys. They are pulling the wool over our eyes. They're called the Federal Reserve Bank. They ain't federal. The central bankers, the Pope, and a lot of corporate entities own the world. The government, as a matter of fact, they don't own nothing. You know, we talk about Obama's going to change the world. We talk about Trump sucks. You guys don't know it. Everybody who become president has been groomed to become president depending upon the state of the economy. They aren't, you think you're voting for somebody you believe in. Nope, nope. And I love Obama. I know y'all do too. You're not the master. You're not the master. The Pope is the master. The corporations are the masters. The trillion-dollar lobbyists who lobby on the behalf of their corporations, they rule the world. The Rothschild rule the world. They've got a history. And people talk about the Illuminati. I'm not going to get into no freaking, conspiracy theories. But the Rothschild, those guys, they rule the world. And they're just fooling us. We think that we're voting for something, but we're not. We think that we have a say, but we do not. Who has a say? Those who stop listening to the mainstream media and start getting outside of that box and start, I want to do Forex. I want to get into cryptocurrency. I don't want a 9-to-5, because as long as we have 9-to-5, as long as we have the ability for our Social Security cards to be traced, as long as that exists, you're going to be put into a box. And this is what I tell people. Well, if people don't believe me and they want to continue to believe them, I do need someone to shine my shoes. Because the people who are going to be shining our shoes, the people who are going to be doing our laundry, and we're always going to need them. As a matter of fact, those are multi-billion-dollar industries too. But see, those people, we got a lot of people working at McDonald's. People like to eat fast food. You guys got to stop eating that crap. But you're going to have people working at McDonald's, and you're going to have people. And the only reason why we're there is because we don't know. Our mamas and daddies didn't tell us because they don't know. And when they were saving back in the 80s, they made 12%, guys, on their savings account. You ain't making 12% today on a savings account. Stop taking that advice. So now let me get back into it. I can go on all night. So there are no guarantees in professional Forex trading, but as a matter of fact, there's no guarantees in your job. I have gone to a job, right? I was a big time consultant. I worked with pharmaceutical companies, Park Davis, Warner Lambert, Fujisawa, Genentech. I worked with Warner Lambert. I worked with all these guys. One day, Monday morning, Friday, I got off work. I'm all happy. Yay, it's Friday, TGIF, right? Go to work. Monday morning, my key card doesn't work. I ain't got time for this. I'm calling up the people at the front desk. My key card doesn't work. Oh, come on in, Miss Sloan. So I come in. They got my boxes at the freaking reception. Bye. No, we're sorry. No, well, they did give me a little money, but no pension, no retirement, no nothing. And when you guys tell me, well, I'd rather have this job because it's guaranteed, and I don't want to work in network marketing because I got to work harder. Hey guys, when I started out working, I was like a commodity. And this is back in the 80s. What I mean by commodities, and I think Stringfellow and Shamika probably can relate to this. Shamika's young, I don't know. But you can relate to this. I would get these calls from these headhunters. They would give me a parking spot. They would give me a car. They would buy my house, and they would buy a house for me in the new state that I'm moving to. They would give me a freaking bonus for coming on board. Then the other guy in Connecticut, he said, I could beat that deal. And the other guy in Florida, I could beat that deal. And the other guy in California, I could beat that deal. Y'all don't get that no more. Y'all don't get stuff like that. We would get all the perks. As a matter of fact, my 401k plan, I didn't have to put nothing in it but 10%. They put 90% matching bonus in my 401k plan. They pay for, I have a master's of science. I've got a bachelor of science in quantitative methods from the University of Illinois in Chicago. I went to Circle. And I used to walk to school because I always had $5 a week. So I had to walk to school until Friday was my treat day. And I get the bus, right? And I could eat and stuff, right? I was broke as a joke. And when I got my degree, my master's degree from University of Southern California in software engineering and systems management, I didn't pay for that. I paid 20%. They pay 80%. Y'all don't get that. You guys don't get that anymore. This is changing times, and we've got to keep up with the changes. Y'all ain't getting nothing, man. They got you guys wrecked. That is why the millennials, that is why the young people, their dad is sitting on the couch, a little white boy. Yeah, I saw a meme, and his dad said, "Where you going?" He says, "I'm going out with my buddies. You do your homework, and I'll do that when I get back, Dad." He says, "You know you need to go to college and you need to get a job." And the boy looked at his father, who just got laid off after 40 years of working on a job. And he looked at his dad, he said, "Really, Dad? Really?" So the parents can't tell their children to follow in their steps when the kids are seeing you don't even get the ring anymore. You don't even get that watch. Remember, you used to get a watch. No more, guys, no more. So I digress a lot. Okay, let me hurry up because we could be here all night. So Cash FX has set a maximum trade earning cap. They're going to give us 15% per week max. I've been in for 6 months. We've been earning 9% a week. So let's say you put in $1,000. $300 is going to go towards your education. $700 is going to be in your trade account. What's 10% of $700? $70 every single week, every single week, every single week. You don't have to do anything, okay? It all depends on your faith and whether you want to get off your butt and get involved with this. But it's not guaranteed. We could get 3% a week. We could get 5% a week, right? But for 6 months, it's been averaging 9% a week. Some people say that's a lot. This is faith. They call me Queen. Queen, how can they pay 15%? I says, you need to go to youtube.com/QueenWiki, WIKI, #1. Go to youtube.com/QueenWiki1. I got a video where I did an interview with the co-owner, the professional Forex trader, and with the master pro trader, and I asked them the same question. And the bottom line is about risk management. They're not gamblers. They don't take these hundreds of millions of dollars of ours and just put it in the pocket and do one freaking trade and lose it all. Only 3 to 5% of our money they risk in any one trade. And so I tell you, these guys, they are so disciplined. One of the things Edwin told me, he said, Faith, when I lose, I look like this. And when I win, I look like this. The bottom line is he doesn't change because of a win or a lose. That's that discipline that's involved. So that's the trading bonus. You're going to get paid every Saturday. You can withdraw. Now, the 50% fast start bonus, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to show you a picture. Let's say you've got Brenda. Let's say Brenda talked to Shamika. Shamika puts in $2,000. Okay, how does that work? Brenda's like, Yahoo! Because that $600, that's the 30%. You got $400. Shamika's got $1,400 working in her trade, what she's going to be earning every single week, right? And the $600, half of that goes to Brenda. Brenda's going to get $300. She can withdraw immediately, right? The other $300 goes into the third stream of income, which is what we call the unilevel. And so when you come into the company, all of us are able to earn from all of the people we bring in and all of the people they bring in and all of the people they bring in. Level 1 is who you bring in personally. So Brenda brought in Shamika, and that $300, she's going to get 10%. So she get $30. 10% of 300 is $30. She get that on Saturday too. And then she start bringing in folks. Shamika's bringing in people. That's Stream Fellows level 2. And level 3 is the level 2's people, and level 4 is the level 3 people, and that's all you earn on levels 1 through 4. So how do you open up levels 5 and 6 when you got all these people coming in? I want money there too, right? That's when I'm going to start talking about the leadership program. You must be an executive, and then a manager, and then a director. So let me go and talk about the fourth stream of income. I think you're going to love this. The fourth stream of income is what we call a matrix. Those of you who are not familiar with it, a 3x10 force matrix is simply 3 people underneath everybody. But you'll notice that in every time we withdraw, every single time we withdraw, it goes into a community bucket, 20% of our withdrawal. Follow me on that. This is not profit for the company. This is for you and I. And many of you probably have been involved in the Amways and the NutriSkin and all of that stuff where you got to have monthly fees you got to pay, but you're not making any money. We don't have to do none of that. We don't have to pay monthly fees. You buy the contract. That's it. But when you withdraw, 20% goes into a bucket, and that 20% is going to be available to each and every one of us where we're going to be earning on it. See, and this is truly amazing. So let me share that with you. Let me go to the next one. Here's how it works. Remember I talked about the unilevel, and when you get into that unilevel, that first place where everybody falls in, you only can earn 10% on level 1, 10% level 2, 10% level 3, 10% level 4. In order to earn on level 5 and 6, you got to climb the leadership ranks. But with this fourth matrix, you don't have to do that. See, here, size matters. You know, we talk about the boys all the time. The size of the package here matters. Look at Stringfellow, she's blushing. The size of your package matters. And here's what I mean. If you have a $300, I'm looking at her now. If you have a $300 or $500 package, a trade contract, you can earn on levels 1, 2, and 3 of this wonderful matrix. Every time somebody, those 39 people that are in your matrix, when they withdraw, you earn 3% of all of their withdrawal fees, right? But you see some people, you're looking, and you see some people on level 4. I want that money too. So what you do is you take your profits, and this is what I talk about. When you're leveraging and you're trying to go up the wealth ladder and not the consumer ladder, this is what many people will do. They will take the $500, they're going to make $1,000, and they're going to buy some bonbons. They're going to buy some Michael Jordan gym shoes. They're going to get a hair weave. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. I want you to take $500 and get a $1,000 position. Because all you have to do is pay that difference. What's the difference between $1,000 and $500? $500. You pay that difference, and now you're able to earn on 81 positions 5% on all of their withdrawal fees. And you're like, shucks, I see some people down on level 6. Wait a minute, forget the 2K. Let me get the 5K. So you've got a 1K, you pay $4,000. I just had a guy do that today. Showed him how to do it. You're going to pay $4K in order to get a 5K position. You only pay the difference. Now you're going to be able to earn 10% on 729 positions. You're going to be able to earn 6% on 243 positions. You're going to be able to earn 5% on the withdrawal fees of 81 positions. You're going to be able to earn 3% on 39 positions, level 1, 2, and 3. But see, I like the sweet spot here, level 7. Why? Look at this, 30%. On everyone who withdraw forever. They're going to be withdrawing on Saturdays in the bonus, in the trading bonus. They're going to be withdrawing every Saturday on the unit level. They're going to be withdrawing every time they bring somebody on board. They're going to get that 50% commission. When they bring 5 people on board today, they get 50% commission, 50% commission, 50%. And they're going to withdraw. You're going to get that because they're in your matrix. So every time, and this happens daily, it happens weekly. And as a matter of fact, the fourth matrix, you're going to earn on the 1st and the 16th. February 1st is tomorrow, right? Here's why we are excited. Yeah. I can't hear you, but come on, unmute.
It's payday.
And not only that, it's a Saturday. So Saturday, you get unilevel and you get trading. But not only that, it's freaking Matrix Day. It's the 1st of the month. So We're going to get three checks. 3 checks, so we're all excited. And so what happens is, as you're earning here in the Matrix, that's going to push up to a bear capital. Remember, bear is for people who don't have to work. And anything that has anything to do with you not having to work, that's your trading, and that's the fourth matrix. It's going to say, you're 10% there. You're 20% there. You're 100% there. And when you hit 200%, you expire. You don't earn anymore. I'm going to show you you're not going to do that because you're going to follow this and continue to upgrade so you never expire. Anything that do with sharing with other people, you get the fast start bonus. You get the fourth matrix 10% personal matching, right? And so that's going to contribute to your bull capital. 10%, 20%, climbing up to 200% till you get that 400% total.
So Faith, let me interrupt you for a second.
Yes.
Those are different streams of income in one company then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We may have to, we want to be true to our time as well. And I know there's some questions in there that we'd like for you to answer. And plus 2 questions from your other session. So as you're
Yes.
wrapping this up, we want to let you know you have some questions we want you to answer as well, okay?
That'll be super. That'll be super. This is the fifth stream of income I'm getting ready to talk about, the fifth and the last. Remember I talked about the unit level where you're earning 10% on levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. In order to open up level 5 for 20% and level 6 for 20%, you gotta be an executive. What's an executive? This is a leadership program. You get 500 personal points. What's that? If you have a $1,000 package, then you can start on your leadership journey. And then 3 referrals, and then here $50,000 in sales. It's easy to get $50,000 in sales. We got $20,000 packages. We got $50,000 packages. You know, we got $1,000 packages. And it's not just you. It's all of the people you brought in, and they're working together. And when you get $50,000 in sales, you have graduated to an executive. And that's not it. Look at this. That's not all. Look at this. Leadership rank bonuses. When you become an executive, you get an Apple iPad Pro. Or you can say, I don't want that because I'm not an Apple babe. I want the $675 in Bitcoin. Remember I talked about Bitcoin. You can cash out Bitcoin on the ATM machine. You can go party. Now, when you become a manager, they give you a $10,000 Rolex. You can take $8,500 in Bitcoin. When you become a director like I am, they'll give you a $15,000 luxury vacation for 2. You guys know all I do is eat and vacation. Those are my passions, eating, vacation, and teaching. So I said, nope, I can get a better deal than that. You know, I took the $11,250 in Bitcoin. Now, when you become a president, there's only one president in the company. He's the one that brought me on board. He got the Porsche. But you could take $75,000 in Bitcoin. This is a $100,000 ride guide. I tell you, when you become an ambassador, whatever the value of this car is, $200,000 to $300,000, you take 75% of that in Bitcoin. And finally, when you become the top of the mark, king of the hill, queen of the hill, $500,000 Lambo for the Lambros and the Lambes. This baby sleek. She got the horsepower. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to take the cash or the car, but it's $500,000 or $375,000 in Bitcoins. So throw the questions at me, guys. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let me stop this share. Okay, here we go. Question from Facebook. So there are 5 streams of incomes in one company? Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, can you clarify? We had a question from last week. Not last week, the other day, about the business person that you may have. You may,
the financial advisor?
Financial advisor, right. Yes. The financial advisor. The person wanted to know, or they thought that you were saying that if they, the financial advisor does not mention Bitcoin at all, then that person, or it does not suggest for them to get Bitcoin, that's not a good financial advisor. Can you clarify?
No. If you've got a financial advisor and you're comfortable with them, you've built a relationship, keep them, educate them about Bitcoin. Well, if you're new and you're looking for a financial advisor, then you interview them and you want to hear them talk about real estate. And they're going to go by your budget. You're going to hear them talk about real estate. You want to hear them talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. You want to hear them talk about other avenues that are outside of stocks. You follow me? Because the world is changing, and it's key that the financial advisors keep up. We've got attorneys and CPAs and lawyers. They don't know nothing about this stuff. So when it's time for us to do our taxes, they can't help. They can't help. So my point was, no, if you got girlfriend, boyfriend, they've been good to you, over the years, tell them about Bitcoin and tell them to get some education on it. No, don't fire them.
Also, for those who are not quite ready to take the complete risk, I think, some people don't have as high of a risk tolerance, so to speak. Right. So what are some suggestions that you have for them that, that's kind of maybe moderate,
Okay. If you really look at it, there are 2 ways. Now, I talked about Cash FX, $300. okay? To some people, that could be too high as well. You know, sometimes I'm outside. I mean, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Robert Taylor homes, right? Some people think I grew up in freaking Oprah's neighborhood, but I didn't. You know, so $300 could be a lot. One of the things, and Brenda, she's going to talk a lot about that as well, is people can actually take $10 out of their paycheck and buy some cryptocurrency, buy some Bitcoin. And then the next paycheck, $10. And the next paycheck, $10. Bitcoin right now is moving up. Oh my God, it's going crazy. It's close to 10 grand, right? 9,500. And they could buy a piece of it. They could buy a piece of it. I think everybody should have a piece of Bitcoin. Now, to buy a stock, and if you only have $10 or $100, you buy one. I got Disneyland's stock, and I bought it because I got these commemorative certificates. That's the only reason I bought it decades ago. It wasn't for an investment, but I get $2 every freaking month, a couple of months. I get $2. That ain't no investment, you know. And they didn't cost me. They cost about $25 or something like that. So Bitcoin, you buy $10, $20, $100 worth of Bitcoin every month and let it sit. Let it sit. And I'm not talking about 10, 20 years down the line. I'm talking about 2 years, 3 years. That baby, those crumbs you just bought, it's going to be much more. You're going to have a couple of $1,000s. And that's what I suggest people put their money in who don't have a lot of money. And because you're talking about buying stocks for $50, you ain't gonna buy, nobody gonna sell you one stock in any company. Do it for Bitcoin, or even better yet, save up $300 and get into Cash FX. And now you're going to be privy to 5 streams of income. They're going to be around for a while. They're relatively new. We are, and it's about timing and positioning. And that's where we are. And I'm serious about this. I vetted the heck out of these guys.
There was another question from the last session that you did about someone owned some AT&T stock. And they wanted to know, should they sell or should they keep it? Or what would you suggest on that?
Depends on how old you are. I say keep the AT&T stock. Here's why. They're a high-tech company, got a gazillion customers. They're always being innovative. I don't like AT&T, but that's irrelevant. You invest in things, even though, right? You invest in things, you may not like them because they're always getting on your nerves, but look at the business and look at the wealth. Keep the stock. Tell them, keep the stock. Keep it. AT&T ain't going nowhere. Microsoft ain't going nowhere. I hate Microsoft Windows, but I don't use Apple. So I've been using, you know, I mean, all these great stocks out there. Krispy Kreme. I hate that sugary Krispy Kreme. And because I was so emotional, involved in my hating sugar, I didn't buy it. Duh, wrong move. So yeah, tell her to keep it. Keep the stock right now. Okay. They're going up. It's going to go up.
Okay.
Okay, I know we have to move, but I did have one last question. Would you say that a good plan is to have, you know, not all your eggs in one basket, but to have your eggs and, you know, diversify, so to speak, have a little bit of here, a little bit here, a little bit there?
Yeah, I talked about that Thursday when I was talking about what Warren Buffett says, and we all say that. Diversify what you have. Now, there's a difference between hopping around between deals and deals. That's not diversification, that's insanity. But when we're talking about, let's say if you get into Cash FX, and you put $10 a week into Bitcoin, and if you got discretionary income, which a lot of people don't have, you know, buying 5 stocks, you know, shares of stock ain't nothing. You ain't gonna make no money. In order to get into the stock market and IPOs and all of that, you gotta have some money. So get the Bitcoin. They're going to be around because there's only 21 million of them, and 18 million have been mined. So there's 3 million left. And as those 3 million dissipate, it's going to go up because of scarcity and economics. So that's the first one I always advise. And then I advise something like Cash FX. And then as they're learning in Cash FX, right, they're earning in Cash FX. As they're learning, now they're going to be able to create their own managed Forex account. And they can move it how they want to move it. And they're going to be smarter. And then they'll get more education, right? And then if they got some money, and you know, it depends on where people are. Everybody's all over the place. Get some real estate. Get some real estate. And it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. And that we need to have a course on that because people think they got to put 20% down on an apartment building. Nope. Nope. You don't. And it's kind of like we've got hard money lenders. Their interest rates are high, but if you do the plan right, you're going to be sitting pretty. Look at 47th State Street. That's where I was raised, right? And we were raised in projects, Robert Taylor Homes. That's where my mom raised us, right? You look at it over there now. Oh my God. The developers bought up all that property. Look at Cabrini Green. They've got BMW dealerships. They've got all these expensive places over there. See, it's too late to get into those, but you got to keep your eye on it. When you see a freaking Starbucks coming up in the neighborhood, it's changing. And if you look at around 79th Street, around over there, oh my God. And this has been happening for years. You ain't going to be able to get any property over there. Even the ones that are boarded up, they're owned. They're either owned by the city or the developers. But I remember when I had some property, I was living on a Country Club Hill, and I kept driving by. I said, they're doing something over here. They're doing something over here. I want that gravestone. I want that gravestone. I didn't get it. So now you can't buy anything over there. The developers got it or the city got it. And so we got to be more, we got to watch out for these things and stop talking about all of the white people are taking all our properties or all of the Asian people are selling here. We know you buying it. If you can get a co-op together of a bunch of black folks, a co-op together where we are on the same accord, we have a great contract, a corporation, and we can find a distributor to get some hair weaves, then you don't have to go with these guys following you around their stores. We've got to empower ourselves instead of complaining. But when there's a riot or something, we tear down our own laundromats. We tear down all kinds. I can keep going on and on and on. We need to stop complaining and do it. And we get mad at the Koreans who come over here talking about the government giving them this. The government, no, the same resources are available for us too. We just don't know. We just don't know.
I am excited. I'm excited. I thank you, Faith, for all of the information that you shared with us. And I know we're going to do some things again in the future for all of those who participated, who came in, male and female, the young and the old. You can see there is no age limit on a crypto, on a Bitcoin, on money. Money has no age. It just has color, silver or green. Okay?
Or no color at all with Bitcoin.
Right, gold, or what exactly. It could be tangible or not. So we are going to wrap this up, and I want to encourage you all to come in on tomorrow morning. We will have one more day. We will be in prayer at 6:30 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. And also, I will be wrapping up the last classes on budgeting God's way so that we can know exactly how to take that $1, $5, $10 and to get us a piece of that crypto so we can build ourselves up to whatever direction, whether you have a consumer mentality or wealth mentality. We're going to be wrapping it up in other ways to save tomorrow from 7 to 8. That'll be our last class. And then we will have sessions later on in the year. And so if you have registered, then we have your information. If you have not, you want to email us at sistertimeBibleSeries@gmail.com. Is that correct, Elder? Sistertime Bible Study Series @gmail.com, right?
Sistertime Bible Study Series at gmail.com.
Okay, yeah. So we want you to send us your email there, and we'll be able to send you the links. And you'll also can register on our Sister Time group. Only the women can do that, though, and you'll have access to all of the teachings. You can also go to YouTube. I know Faith said she was going to show us a couple things, but we'll get that next time. You can follow us on YouTube and go to that YouTube site. You can just put in wealth, Tri-City Wealth, and you'll be able to see that as well on YouTube and see all of the things that we have up, because we really believe in empowering women for 2020 so that we can become what I call 5G, financially independent individual giants. And once we do that, you know, the men want to come along, or the men should be leading us, and that's great as well. But we want to do that so we can really, really honor what the word says, that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, and that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. So thank you all again. Elder Shamika, I relinquish it to you at this time.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, how we appreciate you for being God and God all by yourself. We thank you, Lord, for what our ears have heard and the information that you have given us. And Father, we ask that you would cause us to understand it even the more, and that you will cause us to step out in the things that you have provided for us to be able to make this wealth. We don't want to be like the man in the Bible that hid the money, that the coins that was given, but we want to sow so that we can reap. We want to spread it so we can get it back. So, Father, we ask right now in the name of Jesus that you would bless each and every woman and gentleman that attended on this evening. We ask that you would touch Faith and continue to bless her. And we thank you, oh God, that she poured out so passionately, and she's so passionate about helping us become all that we can be in the financial realm. Now, Father, we ask that you will go before us all, make easy and successful our way, and grant us your peace on this night. In Jesus' name we pray and thank you. Amen.